Hello everyone, I am Amita from Nourish Talk, bringing you another episode of holistic medicine, and that's what we're doing every single day. So today's topic is on if you are pregnant, how do you take care of it's basically about pregnancy care in your womb. That's the topic. And we are going to be talking with one of the international expert who is going to be joining me from Australia. Dr. Tharshini is a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. She's a global energetic specialist and founder of Fertile Seeds of Life. Hi, hello, Dr. Tharshini. How are you? We finally
I,
figured it out.
I know, I made it. I made it. I'm really good. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. So I was just introducing the topic, and the topic is pregnancy care, and we are talking to one of the international leading acupuncturists from Australia, Dr. Tharshini. Maybe you just elaborate a little bit about yourself, and then we can go into your work on pregnancy care.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So I am a doctor of Chinese medicine and I do practice acupuncture, Chinese herbs. I work with supplements. I'm also a speaker on womb medicine,
Mm-hmm.
teaching new ways and new systems on women accessing the womb energy to help heal and transform that area when it comes to trauma, fertility, gynecological issues, and really educating also our young girls when they go through their first menarche or their first period on
Mm-hmm.
how to access that area to help them move into womanhood. So I'm really a specialist in that womb sort of medicine. I also teach couples new systems on connection and intimacy so that we
Mm-hmm.
can actually really bring through a new generation of awakened children, because there is such a movement now with couples moving towards IVF
Mm-hmm.
because they're feeling like now that they're getting older, there's no
Mm-hmm.
other way but IVF. And from my work in this field, I'm really showing couples how to move towards natural fertility and how to get their bodies in the right vibration. So through that, I've actually had this amazing spiritual awakening, which allows me to see inside the body in a five-dimensional way. So I can actually see inside the womb, the cells, the fallopian tubes. I can even see into past trauma that is still being held in the body. And
Mm-hmm.
I really start to activate the DNA to bring through more light to actually transform. So that's a little bit about what I do.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So do you do any? So there's his concept of the womb, right? Whether someone is, just started, like someone has their periods, they're young, to someone who's trying to conceive a baby, like the fertility part you talked about, and someone who's pregnant. And then later on, see, the woman's like journey is so amazing, right? And later on, when they're hitting the menopause, it's all happening in sort of like in their womb, right? So
Yes.
so do you do any tests, like any testing? So okay, someone is also asking. Okay, we are coming to the questions in 1 second, just 1 second. So do you do also any tests? You talked about the five-dimensional kind of insight into the cells and all the womb. Is there any testing that's also involved? It's just like by touching or by acupuncture or by your traditional Chinese medicine techniques?
Yeah, great question. So I tend to really incorporate many modalities. I
Yeah.
like to really incorporate the Chinese medicine aspect of things, really looking at the tongue and pulse and seeing what's really going on with your internal organs and systems.
Mhm.
And then I definitely use Western medicine as well, where we do go through blood testing to check your hormone regulation. I check your iron levels, your vitamin D levels, your
Mhm.
thyroid, and so forth. So I do get a comprehensive report so we
Okay.
know where to start off with. And my job is to really bridge the gap between science, Chinese medicine, and spirituality. So energy
Wow.
medicine. And I like to really educate people in a very logical way so it makes sense. Otherwise, the spiritual stuff becomes a little bit woo-woo. And there's a real discord for people understanding that we are spirit, we're energy, and that even during conception, we are life force energy that becomes an egg, an embryo to fertilize. So we need
That
to really understand on that level.
yeah.
And there's a lack of education on this. There's a lack of education on periods and cycles, and women really connecting with their bodies. It wasn't taught to us at school. And when we get our first period, it's our first connection to our womb. So when women move towards fertility, they have no idea what ovulation is or what a normal cycle looks like.
That's right.
After that, they go to menopause. So we need to educate in this way, in this depth, for women to understand.
Absolutely. So actually, there was a question on that topic, that what happens to our bodies, when we get pregnant, and there was a question on what happens to the breast, especially during pregnancy. And this topic right now today is pregnancy care in your womb. So that's what the topic is. So we want to talk about, maybe we can take the question now, and then we want to talk about, pregnancy care from a Chinese medicine perspective as well, right?
So obviously, when we do become pregnant, there's many changes happening in our hormone system, many. And a lot of the time, because of these hormone changes, the breast tissue will start to change and it will start to grow. But not only that, then the breast also changes to also produce milk through after pregnancy as well. And from a Chinese medicine perspective, a lot of that is also to do with the liver system, because the liver opens up into the breast. But there's also many channel pathways that move into the breast, like the kidney system, which is really that regulation of our hormones. So we really need to make sure that we've got enough blood, and the blood is moving without any stagnation through the breast. Now, for a lot of women, before they fall pregnant, they're stressed out. They may be feeling frustrated, irritated because they're not falling pregnant. And so a lot of the time, the liver system or the liver blood can get stagnated. And that can cause a lot of issues regarding fertility, but also through the breast tissue as well, which can cause pain, irritation, tenderness, all of those types of things. And then when we do get pregnant, have our baby, we can also get to issues with the breast, with mastitis and all these other issues with actually breastfeeding. Now, again, that's very much linked to the liver. So we need to really support the liver and move the liver blood, and also look after our emotions. So it's a little bit about what can happen in the breast.
Got it. Hope that answered your question. Now, from a Chinese perspective, and this is what your specialty is, like the womb part, right? So from a Chinese medicine perspective, what should a woman do when they're pregnant, during the pregnancy care part of it?
So I'd like to go even further back. So before we even fall pregnant, the key here for women is the preconception care.
I see.
Really understanding that is crucial, because when we go towards fertility, a lot of the women are saying to me, time is running out, quick, I need to fall pregnant. It's like they go and see the doctor and they go into panic. And it's the worst thing that society is saying, that this is them getting old and they've got no more time. From a Chinese medicine perspective, we talk about your jing, your essence, your blood. There's many things that women have to do in order to support even conceiving a child. So that preconception care, really those 3 months before falling pregnant, not only for the woman but for the man, to help support the sperm quality, is crucial. We need to be looking at how we're actually looking after our diet, making sure we're supporting our hormones, cutting out pesticides, chemicals, even plastic. Drinking out of plastic bottles will completely disrupt our hormones. And really looking at regulating our cycle for 3 months before conception. Are you making sure you're not getting painful periods? You're not getting any clots? You're not getting any sort of, are you getting regular cycle? Is it every 30 days? Is it longer? Is it shorter? Is there pain with your periods? All of these are keys to your report card of your health. Your blood is the report card. And this will tell you how well your health is in order to fall pregnant. So I really like to educate on this preconception care, because we need enough blood moving down to the uterus to say that this is the nourishment for a baby to come in. If you're not nourishing yourself as a mother, or to become a mother, then you don't have the nourishment for this baby.
Absolutely.
You're in that stress response.
No, you're absolutely right on the preconception. And the thing is, I was reading a research article, and a lot of babies that are being born, I think the article was on US, but I think it's pretty much all over the world, the same story. The world is one big place now. The babies who are born nowadays have some 150 or some pesticides in the blood, in the blood, the umbilical cord. I mean, can you imagine that? Because that's all because of what you were just saying exactly, is that we are not eating healthy, and we're not we're eating all kind of junk food, and all the pesticides in our environment, and all kind of things are getting in our blood system. And if we don't think about the preconception part of detoxification or preparation, or to your point, the baby is going to be born with all kind of issues, right?
Yes. This is a massive issue. And, a lot of the time when patients come and see me, I like to put them on a detox to really clear out their heavy metals and clear out their hormone and really balance the body. Because you don't realize that, even things like canned food, we tend to eat a lot of canned foods, canned tuna, canned tomatoes, lentils, and that really leaks mercury, it leaks heavy metals into the body. And if you think about it, how long do canned foods sit in your cupboard? Sometimes 6 months. Yeah. And there's pesticides and chemicals and everything. We use shampoo and conditioner full of chemicals. We use cleaning sprays full of chemicals. So I really suggest for you all to go natural. Try and use natural solutions like eucalyptus oil, for example, as a solution to cleaning your surfaces. Don't go painting your house just before you're trying to conceive. Staying away from a lot of the dust and sprays and things like that, because they are massive in disrupting our hormones and creating this, fake estrogen. It's creating estrogen dominance in our body. So really detoxification is a big one, big one.
Before you even think of getting pregnant, the detoxification. And the detoxification would be like using Chinese medicine, like you're an acupuncture doctor here, using acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, or something else that you recommend?
Look, I tend to use both. I tend to use a lot of the naturopathic herbs and supplements as well to detoxify the liver and detoxify the kidneys and digestion. And then I combine it. So if I see that there's a constitutional deficiency where that person may have a lot of gut issues, I support that with Chinese medicine. I may put them on Chinese herbs to, act like food to strengthen the gut, or really use acupuncture points to needle to help support and balance the body. So it's a combination of things, yeah.
Got it. And you talk about in your book and in your articles on gift of energetic fertility healing. What exactly is that?
Yeah. So I was very blessed to be part of a TV show called Awake TV Network in the US, which was with, 80 different spiritual healers from all around the world who were on this platform. And my show was, I was the only person talking about this, was the gift of energetic fertility healing. So I did 12 episodes where they were half an hour, 45-minute episodes on teaching couples on many tools. So really teaching them about the science, breathing with Chinese medicine, and spirituality, energy medicine, where I went into food, diet, why there's a big issue with women and couples not falling pregnant, the stats on this, and sperm quality. And then really talking about my energy medicine, how I was able to channel through information from, being in deep states of meditation, where I was really bringing in new technology. What can we do on an even deeper level to influence things like sperm quality, but also cervical mucus, how we could actually change the frequency of our mucus just by bringing a full awareness to this. And I was, really bringing through this amazing information, which, really helped a lot of people, where I was doing live, recordings, so people could ask me questions while I was on air or connect with me afterwards. It was a really amazing platform to share that knowledge.
That's amazing. So, and you also talk about awaken and heal your womb. So that's in the same idea, right? We are talking about, right?
Yeah. So a little bit different with Awaken and Heal Your Womb was this beautiful book that I ended up writing, which is actually going to be published very soon. And Awaken and Heal Your Womb was really my journey inside my womb. So I was able to go into these deep states of awakening where it allowed me to go inside my womb, where I actually saw my womb open up like a room, like a full vortex, a
Oh my
dimension
God.
beyond existence.
Wow.
And as I journeyed inside my womb, I went into deep states of crying and grief because I saw different timelines of when I had miscarriages, where I had stillbirths. And I was able to connect through this web to all of my ancestors, to the consciousness of all women's womb.
Mm-hmm.
And it was incredible what I saw. And it allowed me to then do these spiritual healings on women where
Mm-hmm.
they would go and they would cry in grief, saying to me, I've had a stillborn, Tharshini, I've had a stillborn. And they would say to me, it's not from this life. Why am I crying like this, like it's happened? And
Yeah.
I would say to them, because you're still holding that memory from the tissues of your cervix. And we don't remember those memories until we go through the fertility journey again, where we might
Mm-hmm.
have difficulty and there's deeper subconscious beliefs happening. And the memory of the tissues remember this. So it was really teaching women that the womb is not just a physical structure, which
Mm-hmm.
we are taught to believe. It is so much more than that. It is the portal gateway from where the non-existence becomes the existence. It's
Yeah.
where the soul of the baby enters. And when a woman falls pregnant, we know the miraculous, phenomenal experience of giving birth and creating this baby. But really, we don't understand that through the womb, this is where we can connect to the cosmos. This is where we can connect to the Mother Earth. And our womb energy is the primal voice of us. It is where our intuition resides. And when I would connect women to this area, they would say to me, I know what to do with my life. I know which direction to go. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, I think maybe I should follow this. Maybe I should do that. It was a deep inner wisdom that was residing within them. And that's what I was getting you connected to, the full power of your womb. It was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, there's the preconception part that you're talking about, that that the couples, actually it's not just the woman, but the couples have to prepare for that, right? That to make sure the sperm and the egg quality is high quality, so that the baby that's born is full, devoid of any issues like
Yeah.
any we were talking about, right? Then
Yeah.
the pregnancy part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. And it is, because at the end of the day, we've got to remember that at the time of conception,
Yeah.
that's where the energy gets transferred. That's where your jing is, your essence, your life force, your life expectancy is determined in this moment,
Oh,
and
really? Life expectancy too at that time? Like,
in the sense that your
yeah,
lifespan gets determined because that's through genetics, that gets
yeah.
transferred. So how healthy that child's going to be, the emotions, everything is determined in that moment. But once we fall pregnant and then after birth, depending on how good you look after yourself, how good that child eats and is supported through
Mhm.
their lifestyle,
Yeah.
that can all kind of slow that process down. But really, that moment of conception is the most important. That is the transference of your genetics. And that's really important for couples to realize. It's not just your lifestyle, it's not just what you're eating, it's how are you feeling at that moment when you're conceiving. Do you have an open heart? Because
Mhm.
your heart in Chinese medicine is the emperor. It is also where your regulation of your hormones happen, your hypothalamus, your pituitary. It is literally where, when the heart is open, the Bao Mai and Bao Lao vessels and channels in Chinese medicine really connect to the kidneys and the uterus.
Mhm.
And it will open up and expand when we feel joyous and happy.
Mhm.
So it's important to keep that vessel open with an open heart.
Yeah.
Connect with your partner even through your fertility, even through your pregnancy. Because sometimes women can feel like they're going on the journey, sometimes even alone, and
Yeah.
they're not connecting in that way, and they're not getting the right support, especially when they're going through IVF with their partner.
Yeah. Like IVF has become very common nowadays because women are delaying, right? The age is getting delayed for getting pregnant, for that matter. Because all of us are focus on our careers now, as opposed to our moms. I mean, that generation, I should say, that overall was less focused on the careers, more focused on raising the family, as opposed to our generation, which is different.
Different times, and it's really hard because of that reason being that is one of the key reasons why women are having issues with falling pregnant.
Yeah.
But it's also, in the line of work that I do, it is phenomenal, the power of your body and the ability to be able to conceive and conceive healthy babies. It is very doable. And women have to get out of this mentality that, listening to society about their body, putting all of your trust in all of these, sometimes even doctors.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know your body better than anyone else.
Yeah.
And trusting that when a child wants to be conceived, it will be conceived. And to let go and trust. But also, when we listen to our bodies, you will know, is this the right decision for me? Can I conceive? Or is it maybe that you were meant to adopt? Or maybe you were supposed to have an egg donor? Like, it's okay however this child is supposed to come in. It doesn't always have to be coming from your own egg. And a lot of women that I work with realize this later on, where they go, yeah, I wish I had known that maybe I should have gone through an egg donor or through adoption. That there's other options as well to become a mother. But I know that so many of you want to be a mother from your own egg and have your own family. And for you, I just say that once you understand your body, you will realize how powerful you are in transformation. Because for me, before I had my spiritual awakening, I used to wear glasses, and I healed my eyesight in 3 months of doing these healing meditations.
Wow.
And that blew my mind. I was able to see people's bodies transform in ways that just I could not even imagine. And the womb, that women who had endometriosis or PCOS who couldn't fall pregnant, found it hard to fall pregnant. I was seeing the cysts, the lining transform. And even things like saying to your body, instead of going, when is this baby coming? I want this baby. I want this baby. Instead going, really connecting and meditating, where you place your hands in your womb and you say, my body is healing. I am creating the best environment for this baby. Connect with the soul. Connect to the soul. When we connect and think about actually being a mother, what it would feel like to, push that pram or hold that baby, because that's what creates the joy, not the lack, because that's going to make us feel like we're never going to get there. And it's okay to think, it's okay to dream. It's okay to feel how it would feel to be a mum.
Yeah. The other thing, what we see, and I was talking to someone actually yesterday only, an acupuncturist, and he was talking about a lot of women nowadays, they have issues on estrogen dominance, right? Which was non-existent, quite honestly. When I don't even remember learning about this word, estrogen dominance, like 10, 15 years back. I mean, now people are talking about estrogen dominance, and also a lot of younger women, like in the mid-30s, hitting menopause. I mean, is there a way they can prevent that? Is through Chinese medicine or through acupuncture?
Definitely. Education is number one.
Okay.
So our young girls, mothers, are not understanding what estrogen dominance means. And for our young girls, really moving them away from chemicals from a really young age is going to be fantastic. Yeah. Moving them towards more organic foods and low pesticides. Even things like, your deodorant. Making sure that it's natural deodorant, because you're blocking your lymphatic system just here, which is causing the breast issue as well, and toxins to they're really, that's the key area, and understanding how to support your liver. Because like we know, the liver system is one of the key organs that helps to detoxify the excess estrogen in our body.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really key, but also understanding on an emotional level. For a lot of our young girls and women, we tend to live in a very masculine energy, where it's that yang energy in Chinese medicine. It's the doing. focus, drive, action. We've got to do this with our career, be a mother, have the, look after the household. Now, this actually impacts a lot of our liver system because we feel quite frustrated, irritated, resentful, and we find it hard to let go a lot of the time. Those emotions alone will impact the liver. So you can wipe out the energy of that organ just by those emotions. So it's important as women to understand that as women, our hormones are not like men. When we have high stress levels, it impacts us because we also release adrenaline with our stress response, and we don't have enough testosterone, which gets released. We release testosterone, but a very small amount during ovulation. Yeah. Whereas men have a lot more. So they can handle the stress response so much more. Whereas women, it completely destroys your hormones in the sense that it really shuts down your womb energy and your ovaries.
Oh, that's what. So this whole thing of stressful jobs, a stressful life, and running around, that when that produces a stress, that womb energy is getting affected.
Yes, because the feminine energy, the womb energy, is the deepest feminine, which is yin. It's not yang. Okay. Yin is inwards. It's slow. It's very restorative. It is our blood. It is our fluids. It is a state of being. And for us women, we're not in a state of being. A lot of us think that we're being lazy if we just stop and don't do anything for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we're not allowing ourselves to drop down. Because even when we come home from work, we're still trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And you go to conceive and you go to actually have that intimacy with your partner, you're both in your masculine energy. And that's not going to help bring a baby into this world.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to drop. We need to drop in the feminine. Now, how do we do that? As women, we go, well, what do I do? The quickest way is doing things like dancing. When you dance and move your body in a feminine way, you drop into your feminine. When you come home, asking your partner, can you please help me? And then allowing him to take over instead of going, can I get some help? And not being happy with what he's doing. Oh, you're not doing it the right way. Oh, you're not cooking the right way. That is not being in your yin. Yin is letting go and allowing the husband to take over. Yeah. That's a really good way to drop into your yin. Creativity, painting, drawing, the very artistic things that we used to do as a child. That was the feminine. Writing in our journal. That's the feminine. So the more we can drop in this way and become more receptive, and it might just be in a meditative state, is going to help restore your yin. Because what happens is women tend to overnourish everyone. They nourish their family, they nourish their kids, they nourish their husband, and they forget to nourish themselves. And that depletes the yin also of the heart. And this is where breast issues happen later on in life. Menopause, through breast cancer. We can go into a lot more diseases around that area, and that's where we get cancer, breast and cervical, in the womb. Because that's where we hold all of our emotions as women.
And we don't let it out.
We don't let it out. We repress it.
Yes.
Which is impacting the liver. And we get told as women, you have to be the good girl, the good wife, the woman that doesn't get angry. And then what we do is repress the anger. And for women, I say, get the anger out. Scream at the top of your lungs. Don't do it towards someone, but get a pillow, scream into it, scream in the car. Write that you're angry. I don't care. Get it up and out. Dance, drum, sing at the top of your lungs, because our throat is deeply connected to our womb, and they were connected when they were in utero.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's why when you look at the vocal cords of a woman and then you look at the uterus, they look the same. They look the same.
Actually, now that I think about it, I never paid attention.
They look the same because it's about expression. When a woman expresses her voice, it opens up the womb. It opens up the tissues. This is why when women give birth, what do? They make that ah sound to allow the sound to open the womb so the baby can descend.
Yeah.
And this is why it's important now, and there's a movement towards women opening up and expressing. But it's deeper than that. It opens up your feminine power, where when the womb is open, you are grounded. It centers the heart where we feel safe, secure, supported, and nourished. So it's
That's
so much
amazing.
fun.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Yeah, what else would you like to, I know these are small half an hour sessions. We just try to educate. This is mainly for awareness and education, and this is not a medical advice, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to reiterate that point.
Yeah.
What would you like to close it with? What would you like to tell the women who will tune in afterwards? This is an odd time right now, but they'll tune in afterwards.
Yeah. If any of you are, in the process of wanting to fall pregnant, or, you know anyone that's trying to fall pregnant, one of the key things that I can tell you is really pay attention to your menstrual cycle. And there are menstrual cycle to begin with. And there are a couple of key things that you want to look out for. Really figure out how long your cycle is. Is it 28 days, 30 days, or is it regular or irregular? Is there any pain with your period? Is there breast tenderness? Do you feel lower back pain, bloating, headaches? Do you feel that there is any clots with your blood? Is it big? Is it small? And what color is the blood? Is it bright red, dark red? Is it purple? Because all of this is giving you a lot of information as to what is going on with your body. And once you can get a bit of a pattern, we can start to see what's going on. And if those are happening, that is an abnormal period, because we get told as kids, that as young girls, that period pain is normal. It's not normal. It's because the body's imbalanced. So all I want you to know is that a normal period should come and go with ease, we say in Chinese medicine. It can bleed anywhere between 3 to 7 days. 3 to 5 days is usually normal. And you shouldn't be getting any spotting, any brown spotting at the end, because then we know there's some hormonal issues going on. There shouldn't be any period pain. You might get slight distension, but there should be no pain at all. And there shouldn't be these hormonal influctuation with your emotions either. If that is happening, I want you to connect with your womb. Get a diary, get a journal, because when you bleed, you shed your blood, but you shed your emotions. So to understand your body, you are more receptive to the cosmos and to your body more than any time during your bleed, because the veil between the conscious and the subconscious mind is thin. This is where a woman's power resides. So journal how you're feeling, journal everything, because that's everything you've been feeling for the month, and then ask your questions about your body. Your body will reveal it as you start to create this dialogue with your womb as your best friend. So that's really what I like to say.
That's beautiful. We would love to have you come back and tell us more about other topics that are associated with women's health and fertility and the womb. Actually, the womb is like such an amazing topic. And thank you so much for being with us today. And we would love to get in touch with you and have you come back and maybe do a program also with you in future.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It was a beautiful blessing to share this knowledge, because the more we can get this information out about the womb, the more women are going to shift. It's going to shift your whole life. So it's really important. Really important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And to all the viewers, I know it's like 2:30 here. It's the middle of the afternoon, but when you watch this recording and if you're watching live, let us know, your feedback. We are here every single day, coming to you with a new topic about holistic medicine. With that, signing off. Thank you so much, Dr. Tharshini, and bye-bye now.
Bye.